All right, welcome to Chat with Chet Miller. I am Chet. Big news, big news, big news. But first, you can catch me on Spotify at Chatting with Chet Miller and YouTube at Chatting with Chet Miller. And of course on Instagram at Chatting with Chet Miller. Maybe I'll do more. We'll see how it goes. But big news in aliens. Are they real? What is the government hiding from us? Oh my gosh. So I don't know if you guys have been following the Senate hearings, anything like that. But I will say, so you guys remember 2 years ago, and this isn't, recent per se, but you had, what was his name? David Grush, I think is how you say his last name, David Grush. So I have a clip of him, and I'm going to play that. But before I get to that, so we had, let's see, Matt Gaetz, I think was pretty recent, went on, and was it the Benny Johnson show, I think? Yep, that's what I showed, Benny Johnson show. And he talked about how he was briefed by the U.S. Army about secret hybrid breeding program, and they captured aliens and were breeding with humans. They were creating a hybrid race so they could communicate with aliens. That's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. Here, let me play it real quick for you guys, and you can, I'll let you guys decide for yourself on that. Let me see, which one was it? Matt Gaetz first. That's one I'll play first. All right, so let me make it big, and then I'll go ahead and hit play here. That's glitchy.
Alien mating?
Interracial alien mating.
What the F is going on? Look, wait a second. You had whistleblowers tell you this kind of thing? Can you please unpack that?
Yeah, I had a guy who was uniformed. He was a senior enlisted with the United States Army. Came into my office in Crestview, Florida.
Wow.
In a non-classified setting. I had members of my staff there, and what they explained is that the military ran a very secret program where aliens that were living were enforced breeding
programs. Wow. Okay. That's, man, I don't know what to think about that even. Aliens are mating with humans. So you got to think about that. What is that? Got to be females, right? Female humans they're going to use to, I would assume, right? A lot harder to get a guy to mate, just you can't really impregnate a guy, right? Okay. Aliens forced to, I mean, man, I don't know. It's certainly weird. I don't know what to think about it. I'm not, I certainly have nothing to disprove it. That's for sure. I think it is much more interesting nowadays that you actually have government officials going on the record, obviously, and talking about what they're finding out in, in all these meetings and all these, these investigations that they're doing. So that's Matt Gaetz, yeah. All right, so the other one I had is I saw Representative Tim Burchett, and he was on a show, and he did an interview, I guess, and he basically confirmed what Matt Gaetz was saying. Here, I'm going to play a little bit for you. It's just interesting, and I'll give the credit. I saw or it came across my feed, or what, I don't know, whatever it was, but it was Newsmax, I think, is the organization that, Newsmax here. So let me make that big and unmute it. Oh, I just muted it. Sorry about that.
If they would release the things that I've seen, you would stay up. You'd be up at night worrying about or thinking about this stuff. We just need to disclose it all. I'm sick of it. Well, I was briefed. I'll just tell you this. I was briefed last week on an issue, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, and it would have set the earth on. this country would have come unglued, I think, if they would have heard all that I heard. They would.
All right. So he didn't really go into details of what he found out, but he did go so far as to say that, you know, the nation would come unglued with what he was briefed with. So that's something to be said. Man, things are going on, right? I tell you what. All right. So yeah, the last one I was going to talk about real quick was who was it? Yeah, David Grush. So let me grab that one. David Grush is the one that did the interview. Or no, first he testified, I think it was like 2 years ago. He testified in Congress or Senate hearing or whatever it was. And it went pretty wide. And then really, I think he had an interview with News, who was it? We'll know here in a second. News Nation, that's who it was. So here I'm going to show you a clip from that because, you guys, this is just, man, it's scary and cool at the same time. All right, so let me make that bigger, and I'll unmute that.
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
And he said that he was part of a thing that was not approved.
How many?
Not approved.
Quite a number.
You're kidding.
No.
Program.
I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. It was a ruse. People started confiding in me. They approached me. I have plenty of current and former senior intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me they were a part of a program. They named the program. I've never heard of it.
That's wild.
And
that's just wild. No. And the more and more I talk about it, of course, the more I look up stuff like this and look at interviews and see what's going on. And, we can't deny it. It's, I'm not going to say there's undeniable proof that I've seen. But man, there's a lot of people talking about it. There's a lot of people discussing, aliens exist or, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's an interdimensional being. How do we know, right? We certainly don't. So I thought it was pretty awesome. Aliens, since I'm talking about aliens, outer space, and I think this halfway flows. Artemis II, they're on their flight. They are on their way back from the moon. They circled the moon. And let's see here. So I looked this up on NASA.com, NASA.gov. They reached their mission. This was yesterday. They reached their mission's maximum distance from Earth. It was 252,756,000 miles. So that's quite a long ways. And that was, it looks like the last one was Apollo 13 in 1970. Sure, Apollo 13 when that was the one that they were going to land on the moon. They ended up going around the moon as well. So there's that. What else was there? And they went around the moon, and they're on their way back. I'm going to talk a bit more Artemis II stuff, probably my next episode, but something to think about. Why do you never see pictures of the cockpit or whatever you want to call it, where the crew sits during takeoff? Why? I've never seen it. Maybe I'm missing it. If there's video out there, send it to me. That way I can have it before my next podcast episode. So anyways, appreciate it. Give me a share, give me a like, give me a follow, give me something. Or don't. Just, I'm just hanging out and chatting. So I appreciate it. Thanks all.